Hello. Namaste, brothers and sisters. This video, bear with me, is going to be a wingette trying to explain the corporate fiction and how it affects you and what it actually means. And the few things that are in this that put the chains on your wrists that are there today. In 1933, our country was declared bankrupt to the world banks. President Eleanor Roosevelt demanded that all citizens turn over their gold with a promise of payment of equal dollar for dollar. Exception of every person could keep 1 troy ounce, and the government was going to accept responsibility for paying everybody's bills because there's no way to do business because the government took the gold. So they started creating paper money at this point, and the birth registry. In the birth registry, what happens here is when you're born, you are born. This is very technical stuff, people, so really, at this point, pay really close attention. When you go into a courtroom, the judge wears 3 hats. He's the Admiralty of the Sea, the Admiral of the Sea laws, so you have to ask if you are under Admiralty laws. This is the international laws of the sea owned by the banking cartels. 1. And the next one is the Jewish Kabbalah. 2. And then finally a judge of the Constitution of the United States. 3. So he has 3 hats. When you stand in court, you are being addressed as the corporate fiction, the all capital letters U. But really what you are is the authorized user of such government name and number. This is not you. It's representative of you. So do not claim ownership of this. Claim use of it. It's a difference. They ask you, are you Matthew Burrow? I am Matthew. That is my authorized government name. Matthew Burrow is my authorized government name. I am named Matthew. This is the name that was appointed upon me to use. It was issued to me. It is my corporate fiction. My corporate fiction. Your social security number without any dashes is your EIN number, your corporation number. Also known as your exemption account, because you're exempt from having to pay any bills because our country went bankrupt 85 years ago. So when you're born in a hospital, the port of entry is the hospital. The birthing. Ships land to give birth. They land on the docks. They call it birthing the ship. So the human is birthed into this world through the human canal on the birth waters. The birth waters. This is why we're under the laws of the Admiralty laws of the sea. So we are corporate fictions, possessions, not flesh and blood, living humans. And we don't and are not acknowledged as such unless we claim it. When you are born, the doctor fills out this birth certificate. He is the legalese. He is the federal witness to the point of origin, manufacturer certificate, where it came from. Then the all corporate U, the all capital letters U, is placed in a newspaper ad called Live Birth Ad. It's also, you could also technically call this a lost and found ad, the government's way of announcing the birth of a corporation, a thing, a possession that nobody has no ownership of. Will somebody please come forward and claim ownership of this corporation? And of course, you're a baby and you can't walk and talk, so you're not able to come forward. So the federal government becomes your guardian. This is why DHS has so much say in your home, because you are a debt slave. You are collateral on the country's debt. But here's the good news. There is a way out. Okay, folks? Don't freak out. There is a way out. I've just learned all this information for myself, so as I've learned this, I'm making it available to you as quickly as possible once I fully understand what I'm talking about, because I don't just feed you a bunch of bullshit. So once you understand what I'm talking about here in the corporate fiction and the natural living man, which is you, the court does not acknowledge you as a living thing. They recognize you as a corporation that has no rights, a possession that is owned by the government. This is how they managed to move around so much money and finance black operations and third world and underground and black ops and Badmore and secret missions.